Welcome to the Kafka's View, guys. So today's Trendy Topic Tuesday is a bit different. We're not going to talk about football directly, but we're going to talk about the race issues involving in football, and in particular the solution of the ethnic minorities being in managerial positions at big football clubs, and why is there such a limited amount. Okay, so if you look at the footballing pyramid in England, so there's 92 teams. There is only 3 managers that are from BAME backgrounds, so black, Asian or minority ethnic backgrounds. One's Chris Hughton, who's smashing it at Brighton. There's Sol Campbell and the Stevenage manager, the Tunisian man, I can't pronounce it, I think it's Marama. So, yet we're not going to talk about the fact that there's only 3 out of 92 managers. Based on a study in 2017, it highlighted that there was 33% of the players were from African descent registered in the playing squads of Premier League clubs. 33%. But yet, in the whole footballing pyramid in England, there's only 3.17%. That doesn't add up. It doesn't correlate directly. There's been an increase in the number of players that are playing in the league that are from black or Asian or minority backgrounds. For example, there's been a 16.5 increase in the last 25 years. This is from the statistics of 2017. But the managerial one, that's not shifting. Why is that? We need to discuss why that is and how to encourage more ethnic minorities to become managers in this country. So there are good examples. Like I said it previously, Chris Hughton, Marama at Stevenage, Sol Campbell, Frank Rijkaard was a manager for Barcelona. So let's dive into it. Let's get right into it. None of those effects or anything that I normally do, not allowed. I want to be serious and I actually want to have a nice discussion. So for me, there's not enough ethnic minority managers that are even getting the chance to implement their philosophy. Like the only success stories that at this moment that come straight to my head is Chris Hughton getting Newcastle promoted, but then subsequently getting sacked at the first opportunity. They got rid of him and brought in Alan Pardew. Then Chris Hughton promoting Brighton, and now he's another success story. This man should be idolized and role model for all other black managers once you get an opportunity what you can achieve. Furthermore, another example is Frank Rijkaard. After he left Barcelona, he was sacked. I haven't seen of him or heard of him. Why? The question is, why are they getting overlooked? Why are black managers getting overlooked? Why are Asian managers getting overlooked? Why is there not equal opportunity? It's so confusing and it's such an interesting question that you just want the answer for. This morning, I saw a great video from Adrian Durham regarding Darren Moore. 8 away wins in his last 10 away games, and he still got the sack. This man done a phenomenal job. They're still in playoff contention. They still could get promoted, and yet he lost his job. And it's unexcusable to why he lost his job, because under no metric or under no scale were his performances bad and merited him to lose his job. So even the successful managers, at the first sign of failure or even a struggling times, for example, like Maurizio Sarri has had, they lose their jobs. I don't understand that. Another thing which really strikes out to me is how many ethnic minority managers or black managers actually get an opportunity at these big clubs. Rijkaard got one at Barcelona, fair enough. But then, Henry, Monaco, are they a big club? Vieira at Nice, are they a big club? Milan, Seedorf, like the Seedorf factor, are they a big club? After that, I can't think of anyone else. It's actually mesmerizing. And then if you look at the list of those players, they've all achieved something in the game to a very high standard where they're maybe even getting picked, not based because they believe in him, is the name and the marketing that the club can use from them. Like if you think about it realistically, they've all achieved significant things as players, but they're getting overlooked. But yet Sam Allardyce, Tony Pulis, Alan Pardew, Alan Kirbishley, consistently getting jobs. What did they achieve in the game? Why are they getting chances? Doing my research, I ran into a really interesting article where it said that Ivory Coast sacked their manager, who was an Ivorian man. They sacked him and brought in Sven-Göran Eriksson. Sven-Göran Eriksson, because they believe they stood a better chance of being more successful at the 2010 World Cup, which in my opinion is ludicrous and pathetic. The man got you to the World Cup. Allow him the chance. Give him the platform. It could have revolutionized football. Like say for example, they had a great World Cup Ivory Coast. That man's life changes. It opens door for a whole community of opportunities that occur. But yet again, they went for the European man. And then, once again, the same thing happened with Nigeria. They ended up getting a Swedish man, another European manager. It's like the FAs don't trust individuals and don't give opportunity to their own. I don't like that. I think that needs to change. A great example of a black manager who was overlooked, and I'm surprised that isn't being talked about for big jobs right now. Why championship clubs aren't going after him? The Senegal manager, Aliou Cisse. Look at what he did with that Senegal squad. Very well, compact teams. They were very defensively good, tactically good. They could play expansive football, defensive football. All in all, they were a fantastic, well-managed team. Now, imagine if, for example, that was Sam Allardyce that did that, or Tony Pulis that did that, Alan Kirbishley. Someone, for example, would go Jose Mourinho. They would be knighted for that. But yet, we ignore the fact that a Senegalese manager was fantastic. He's been overlooked, not even interviewed for these jobs. Why is that? I wonder. Why is it? For me, we need to talk about these situations. Problems do not disappear. Problems only become bigger or they stay the same. So we can't just push it under the carpet and pretend it doesn't bother us, because it bothers all of us. We're a big, massive community. And at the end of the day, we need to speak out and be heard. And for example, the media have a massive role. They influence a lot of what people say on social media. They influence a lot of what people think in general. Newspapers highlight that there's an issue, make people think. Some of these chairmen might not even be aware that they're doing this. They're not actively trying to be different. They're not moving with the times. We need to be interviewing more ethnic minority managers. I saw they're trying to implement the Rooney Rule, where you have to think, when you have to interview at least one ethnic minority individual. I think that's pathetic. What do you mean you have to interview one? So if you're holding an interview of 10 people, you're allowed to have 9 Europeans, but one has to be ethnic minority, so that 10th person, are you actually trying to interview him? I'll talk about the pros and cons of it, right? So let's talk about the positives of the Rooney Rule. Give someone an opportunity who wouldn't be considered in the past, and also it shows that the FA knows that we have an issue and they're trying to work on it, which I respect, because it's putting solutions. Yeah, maybe it's not a perfect solution, but it is giving additional solutions of what, like a proactive approach to what we can do to improve. And negatives, are clubs just ticking that box? Just to say, oh yeah, we interviewed someone, but he just wasn't good enough for the job. Oh, he lacked experience. They need to give constructive criticism to these people, so people know, oh, I wasn't good enough for the job. I went for so many uni interviews, right, after uni for a job. Do you know how many jobs said you don't have experience? That's all they said, and I missed out on it. So I know how it's like difficult to get a job. It's pathetic. So you need to tell people when they don't get a job, why didn't you get a job? How can you improve next time so you get the job? Give people feedback. Feedback is good. So make sure you guys comment below. Tell me how you feel about this whole scenario. Do you think there is an issue of racism in football? Do you think clubs are not hiring black or ethnic minority managers accidentally? Is it a coincidence? Am I just making a big deal about or nothing? Or if you just enjoyed the video and you don't want to comment anything, like, comment, and subscribe. Do whatever you guys want. So guys, this was the Kafka's view. Some of you won't like that I did this topic. Some of you will love it. But we need to talk about it, because by talking about things, we can get to work on it and improve things. Yes, we're not important, but if we make enough noise, these clubs will understand that there is a serious issue going on. And more importantly, I don't like racism or discrimination at all. So the fact that this even exists in 2019, it makes me sick. This was the Kafka's view. See you next time, guys.